Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Quantum Leap Futures morning leap session. This is our pre-market trade plan setup where we take a look at the macro to the micro, drill down to our trade levels for the day, our targets, and our main hypotheses. Before we get going, please read the disclaimer. Nobody at Quantum Leap is a certified trading advisor. We are retail traders operating within a self-organized learning environment. Past performance is not indicative of future results, and any trades that you see in Quantum Leap are for education purposes only. Please trade your own due diligence and your own trade plan. Okay, if you are looking for to come in and see what we do, my name is Doug McKay. I'm the founder of Quantum Leap. Send me an email at quantumleapfutures@gmail.com, and certainly give you a free trial to see what we do and come in and spend some time with us to see if you want to join. This is a subscription service, although it is not a commercial venture. There's no website, there's no sales pitch, just daily trading. Okay, so let's start with, oh, I forgot to get the news open. Hold on a second. All right, so news today, we've got Chicago PMI at 9:45. We've got pending home sales at 10, and that's about it on the scheduled news for the day. Let's start with the basics, as I always like to start, just checking to see where we are within the trends of the different time frames. Start with the monthly. This is a 9 EMA, 20 SMA. Those are the two moving averages that I follow on all my charts. I'm looking for slope and separation and where things are being challenged. You can see that in August, September, we challenged this long-term trend. October took it back, and so far November, with 1 day left, we have a continuation of the trend. We'll talk about critical mass in just a few minutes. On the weekly, you can see that we had this downtrend. October took it back. Now we're starting a upward trend on the weekly. We do have slope and separation on the weekly. On the daily, same thing. We had this wonderful upward trend. They challenged it to the downside. We broke back up in October, and so far, we're starting a trend to the upside. We do have some slope and separation. There is a naked cross here on the daily down at 2075.50. It's right by a critical level that I'll be talking about, which is that 74.50 level. And then going down into the intraday, you can see we've got consolidation going right now, but we are above the 9 and the 20. So we could get a possibility of a start of a trend, but really this is just consolidation on the 4 hour. On the 1 hour, a little bit different story. We've got slope and separation. We do have a technical gap that we created, so we're likely to get some move back here. I'm not sure if it's going to be today, but to close the gap today would bring us down to 2090 and a quarter. But we do have slope and separation to the upside. Just going back 1 quick minute, remember naked crosses. This is one we were watching up here at 2093.50. It's been taken out. Trust me on these naked crosses, they're never left alone. On the 30-minute, you can see we've got a pretty strong trend going. We got a double top here at 95. But we do have a technical gap. A move down to close the technical gap will bring us down to the 92 level. And then going down to the 15-minute, same thing. Good slope, good separation. We've got a nice strong trend going in overnight. And then the 5-minute, we've got a little bit of consolidation going on right here. Got a little cup and handle. I want to just look at this for a second. See if it actually set up, and if it gives us a measured move or not. Yes, it did set up. There's 2 of them. I'm going to look at both of them. All right, and extension. All right, so that gives us a measured move up to 2096.75 and extended up to 2098. There's this one right here as well that I want to look at. Well, I don't need this anymore. Well, I can leave that there. We'll look at this one right here too, the bigger one. Gonna get a little crowded on here. I gotta erase some of this. Hold on a second. There. All right, so what is going on today? It did set up. What's the measurement? Sorry about that. 97.50 and 2100. All right, so they both got similar measured moves. So just keep an eye on that. They don't get violated until we get back inside of the profile from Friday and break below 89. So let's take a look at the big structure. Basically, we're inside the longer term value area, the microcomposite that ran from February through to August. We've come back up. I've drawn a new one from October the 16th through till Friday, and we accepted value here, right here at 87. And currently we've broken out of the smaller value area at 92.25. The measured move takes us back up to this 97, where we tried to hold after breaking out the last time and making that fractal high at 2110. The most accepted price is still 2078.50. We didn't get I was looking for a composite VPOC shift up to 86.75. It didn't happen on Friday, but we are broken out. We have a CHVN at 94.75. Our overnight high is 95. We've come back off of that. Key level is going to be this 90.75 area. That is also I believe it's the value area high, but we'll take a look at it in a minute. The key today is, do we get a rally into the end of the month? Critical mass right now is our upside critical mass is 2011. So if we get into the 2111. If we get into the 2100s, I think they'll go for that 2111. If we break above 2111, I think that we'll hit critical mass and the sellers will capitulate and let the buyers take us into a rally into probably that 2117, 2115. But that would set up a trend day as well, because our critical mass is also our daily ATR upside target. So let's take a look at overnight and start moving our levels over. So overnight low right now is down at 82.25. Our overnight high is 95. We could put in another a higher overnight, but we haven't so far. It's right in between the 94.75 naked VPOC and the naked close up here at 95.25. There is a couple LVNs I'll be paying attention to. The first one is going to be this 90.25, and that's just inside of the prior day range. So I'm not going to use the range high. I'm going to use this 90.25, and because it's right by the close that was the early close that we had on Friday, and the fact that it was the value area high right there. So I'm going to be using that. I'm not going to use the 92.25 as a trade level. There's really, we just got a VPOC shift up from overnight. It was down here at 86. The VPOC is now 93.50. And that's right by that range low. Got this little bit of a gap going between Friday's high and Thursday's holiday session low. So let's do our numbers to the upside. There's also this LVN here at 87.75. That's basically right at the open and the LVN, so I'm going to be using that as a trade level as well. The target to the inside of the value, the first target is going to be the 88.75, and then I'll look to accelerate that trade if we get below the 87.50, simply to come down and take out the naked VPOC and do an 80% destination trade down into this 85.50. And then I don't need this anymore. Bring this out. Below the 85.50. Now I'll be watching for a composite VPOC shift if we get back inside and we get down to this 86.75 area. This is going to be a very key level if we get a VPOC shift. But if they don't get the VPOC, or sorry, the composite VPOC shift, we don't get the composite VPOC shift and we get below that level, then I'm ultimately looking for a move down into that 84.25 and a move down to take out the overnight low, especially if we leave this overnight high alone. And then we've got the range low at 81.50. I'll be getting short below that into the 80.50 as my first target. To get funded. And then, of course, the main target below is the 78.50, the current composite VPOC, or the most traded price going all the way back to 2013. All right, and then, of course, if we get below the 81.50, then I think the sellers are going to get aggressive, and they're going to try to take us down and test this month open at 73. And the key line for me is going to be the 74.50, because below 74.50, I think they go for the month open, and I'll be looking for a move down into the 66.50, with ultimately possibility of coming down to the 62 area, which is so critical for us today. Our downside ATR target today is 2070, so we have range to get down and test that low, that month open. So this is within range. The month open is still within range. Of course, if we break and we hold above the 90.50 area, and we take out the overnight high and they accept value up here, and we break out, the key line in the sand for me today on the upside is going to be that 97.50. Remember, that's the microcomposite VPOC from the February 5th to August 19th. And then if we get above 2100, 2103.50 is our next critical level, because that takes us outside of the microcomposite value area that runs from October the 16th through till Friday. And of course, I think once we do that, our daily upside target is 2111. It's within range. If we get above there, that kicks in critical mass, and then I think we get a bigger, the critical mass has moved down. We get a bigger move, up into that 2117 and make a new all-time RTH adjusted all-time high, and who knows, how far we get. We'll be getting into a trend situation. I am looking for a move today. My main hypothesis is a move back into this level right here. If they do not find responsive buyers in at the 90.50 to 91.25 area, then I'm expecting for a move back into this 86, 87 area, possibly get the VPOC composite to shift, and then rally from there into the close. If we get below the 85 level, then I think they're going to try to make a run to take out this low on Friday and come down back towards the 78.50. And of course, if, we could move as low as the month open and lower. I think the two levels that you got to watch for today is, do we hold the 90 area or do we hold the 85.50 area? That's going to be critical. I can fully expect to move into test the range and come into Friday's range and then find responsive buyers and rally. But if we get below 85.50, I think that the sellers are going to get aggressive and they're going to take us down towards the month open. Of course, we always have to be cognizant of the fact that we could get initiative buyers stepping in. We're above range, we're above value. If they step in on the open and they get above 95 area and break that 97.50, then all bets are off to the downside to test into the range. I think once we're above 97.50, we get aggressive and we get a move into the 2100s to close somewhere in that 2100 range, around the 2108 to 2111 area. So that's what I'm looking at. Take a look at the Keltner. Right now, our Keltner center line is perfect. It's right at that 90.50. If we break below that, a move down to test the lower Keltner is 85.25. There's our two key levels that we were just talking about. And of course, if we hold in the upper channel, a move up into the test the upper Keltners, it takes us up into that overnight high and the VPOC, naked VPOC, and the naked close from the Thursday holiday session. Don't make this up, gang. Those levels are just playing out, and they are dead on. Okay, gold still is finding some weakness. Current balance right now is above us at 1070. If we can't hold this 56 level, I think they're going to challenge the 51 and come down into the 46. And as the longer they hold below the 73.60 level, the more they've got to advertise lower to find buyers with conviction. There's just no conviction on the buy side with gold right now. Every rally is being met with responsive sell-in, and you remember the big key level for us down here is all the way down here at the 1001 level. So the longer we hold below here, the more likelihood is we're going to come down and test the next key level down here, which is the 1029. And anything under 1029, you've got to be looking for gold to come down to the 1001. The good thing is it's going to create some opportunity to load the boat on some other gold mining stocks. And if that happens, I'm going to start talking about that. Of course, my main holding is the Nova Gold, and I'm buying anything below the $3 mark and just buying as much as I get my hands on. Anyway, that's what I'm looking at. As always, trade well, trade safe, and we'll catch you on the flip side.